Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started here. My name is Caroline, and I lead the product teams here at Hemlane. And today I'm joined by my colleagues, Proc, who is our product marketing manager, and Jesse, who is our marketing ops manager. And they'll be assisting with running the polls and the general webinar today. So today is exciting. We have a lineup talking about rental property accounting. We'll be focusing on accounting and why it's important for rental properties to understand. We will also be sharing information on how Hemlane easily helps manage accounting for rental properties, as well as sharing recent product updates and a demo of these new features. For the last 5 minutes or so, we will open up a discussion for Q&A from the audience. Okay, let's dive in and start reviewing the basics of accounting and why it's important for rental property owners. Rental property accounting is all about keeping track of every financial detail related to running and maintaining real estate properties. This includes recording transactions, analyzing financial data, and creating reports that help rental property owners manage their investments effectively. Accounting is crucial for rental property owners because it helps keep everything clear and organized. And here's why. Firstly, it keeps your finances accurate. Good accounting lets you see exactly where your money is going, making it easy to track income, expenses, and profits. With accurate records, you can make better decisions about your properties, whether it's related to maintenance or new investments. Proper accounting ensures you're prepared for audits and helps you avoid penalties or fines. Another reason why it's important is that it boosts financial health. By maintaining your accounting, it helps you manage your cash flow, ensuring you have enough money to cover costs like mortgages and repairs. You can track and control expenses, finding ways to save money and improve profitability. Accounting also helps you create realistic budgets and forecasts, so you're always financially prepared. Another reason why it's very important for rental property management is that it ensures tax and legal compliance. Accurate accounting records all of your expenses, helping you get the most out of tax deductions. It also keeps you in line with regulations and compliance and helps you avoid any legal issues. Lastly, rental property accounting simplifies tenant management. Good accounting ensures that rent is collected on time and identifies any late payments. It keeps clear records of security deposits, protecting both you and your tenants. And accounting systems help track leases, renewals, and tenant responsibilities, reducing the risk of missed renewals. This leads us to our first poll of the webinar, and I'm curious about the responses you all share here. Proc, can you help run the poll, please?
Yeah, sounds good. Let me launch the poll. Okay,
Is the poll running? There we go.
yeah, now.
We'll give about a minute or so here to allow the audience to add the responses. Okay, another 10 seconds or so here, Proc, and can you help close out the poll, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And maybe display the results of the poll.
And then does it let us see the answers?
Yeah.
There we go. Wonderful. Still getting used to Zoom here. Okay, so Excel. So most of you say that you use Excel to manage your finances, which is not surprising. It's very accessible and a lot of people are quite familiar with it. And then followed by QuickBooks. For other accounting software, we had one person reply that they use that. Awesome. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead to the next part of the webinar here. Oh, if I can get my mouse. There we go. So now we're going to review some of Hemlane's accounting software functionality. We'll be diving into the new features and reviewing how they can help automate your workflow, especially for those of you who are using Excel or even maybe some of you using pen and paper. Hemlane helps rental property owners easily manage their accounting in 3 ways. First of all, with customizable financial reports. Hemlane allows owners to generate financial reports that can be customized to meet their specific needs, offering insights that are most relevant to their properties. Our platform makes it easy to create and share detailed reports with your team members, ensuring that everyone has the information they need. We have user permissions that you can set as well to manage that easily. Owners can access up-to-date financial data that helps them make informed decisions quickly. Secondly, with Hemlane's automated bank feeds, or what we call Bank Sync, our users can connect directly to their bank accounts and automatically import transaction data without manual entry. Automation reduces the time spent on bookkeeping or pen and paper or Excel sheets, freeing up time for owners to focus on growing their portfolios or enjoying their non-business activities. Automated bank feeds also help eliminate human error, ensuring that all transactions are recorded correctly and consistently. Thirdly, with manual expense tracking, Hemlane allows owners to manually enter their expenses, upload pictures of receipts, and gives you full control over their financial record keeping. With both bank sync and manual expense recording, owners can categorize expenses accurately and making it easier to track money where it's being spent and identify areas for cost savings. These features make Hemlane a powerful tool for property owners and simplify the complex task of managing rental property finances. So this next part of the webinar, we're going to go through some of our newest accounting features, and we've rolled out quite a few. And if all goes well and the stars are aligned, I'll be sharing a live demo as well. So what's new with Hemlane? So this past year, we launched Bank Sync, or Bank Feeds, if you're more familiar with that term. And maybe some of you have already used that before, if you're current customers. We launched that at the end of Q1. So essentially what that does is, as mentioned in the last slide, it helps automate and reduce the need for manual entry. So you can securely connect through Plaid, who is our partner API, and pull in your transaction data directly from your business accounts. So if you have a mortgage account, if you have a business checking or business savings, business credit cards, you can automatically and securely connect those accounts, and all that transaction data will be imported into Hemlane. We also just launched a new categorization feature, which improves and reduces the need to create custom subcategories by allowing you to have more of the GL specific and GAAP approved accounting subcategories. And then the historical import, I'll be sharing a demo on that as well. So if you have used Bank Sync in the past, when we first launched Bank Sync in our beta phase, we automatically were pulling back 2 years of your financial data. So now with historical import, we let you select exactly what date range you'd like to import for the transaction data. And then thirdly, smart transactions. So this feature allows us to recognize and match your transactions from your connected accounts in your Hemlane transactions. So for those of you who have used Hemlane to record and collect rent, or even perhaps some manual expenses that you've tracked, we will recognize those and prevent duplicates if you do use Bank Sync. So this covers a little bit more on Bank Sync, what it is. And as I mentioned, it's a secure way to automatically import your transaction data. And why this is so helpful is in the past, you would have to enter your manual transaction data or even upload receipt capture. And that takes quite a bit of time away from your day-to-day, from enjoying activities outside of business, as well as making it more difficult and more cumbersome for you to want to manage your accounting. The other new features we have, historical import, again, it allows you to pull in a specific date range of those transactions without having to have the full 2 years. Most of our users prefer to have year to date, especially when it comes to the upcoming accounting and tax season. So this will make it a lot easier for you to select what date range for those transactions to pull in. And then transaction categorization. So we did just recently launch some improvements to our categorization system, which allows you to easily manage and track your subcategories, as well as create custom subcategories in the edge case that you might need those as well. I see a few chats coming in. Let me see. Oh, feel free to send any questions. Okay, great. So I'm going to try to share a live demo here. Let me just exit the webinar deck. Okay, so I'm in a staging environment that sometimes is a little bit slow because this is where product does a lot of their work. So please hold on to your seats if there's any delays here. So as I mentioned, one of our newest features is historical import. I'm going to share what that looks like if you log into your owner dashboard. So if you go to financials and then you click on transactions, again, bear with the loading here. I'm going to show what that looks like to reconnect one of your accounts. So this is an example that I set up where I had previously connected an account through Bank Sync, and I'm going to show you what that looks like if you were to reconnect, but also highlighting the historical import functionality. So again, we use Plaid as our partner. Their API allows us to connect to your financial accounts and import that data. Normally you would enter your credentials here, but this is a test, so that's what I'm showing. Once you get to this window, as you can see, there are multiple options. This is in the scenario where, let's just say you have you're banking at Bank of America and you have multiple accounts there. This would show your checking account, for example, your saving, your CD, and this allows you to select which of those transactions you'd like to import. So perhaps you don't want to import transactions from all these sub accounts, so you would select the ones that are most relevant to your business. I'm just choosing a few here for the sake of the demo. Click continue. So as you can see, this is the next screen. It shows you the current balances on those accounts. This is the historical import feature now. Oh, well, that lets me, there you go, great. Well, that was the historical import. As I said, live demos aren't always the best, but I wanted to share this with you. So I'll go ahead and go to the settings screen, which is also helpful. So if you were to reconnect, normally that would let you select the date range, but because I'm in a staging setting, it's a little bit laggy there. Also, if you would like to update, let's just say you connected your account back in Q1, and perhaps you want to update this transactions to be imported just from the year to date of 2024. You could go ahead and navigate to financials and click on settings and then bank sync. And this is the settings section of our platform that allows you to manage your bank sync connected accounts. So if you were to add a new account, you would click on this CTA that says connect bank, and that will take you to the screen I just previously showed. And then this also shows examples if you already have connected accounts. For example, let's just click on this one. This is showing it was importing transactions from May 15th, 2022. The historical import feature now will let you select the date range. So let's just say we want to stick to 2024, starting on January 1st. I would click on save. And sometimes it takes a little bit to load, so I'll just wait a moment there. What you're seeing here as well with this screen is the sync, the ability to turn on or off bank sync. So let's just say at some point you had connected multiple sub accounts under the bank account or the parent bank. You could go here and select enable if you would like to turn on bank sync for that sub account. And again, it automatically starts at 2 years prior, but you can select the date range. I'm just picking an arbitrary date here. And now you can see the check mark shows, and these transactions will now be imported to your transactions tab. So it looks like this was updated to reflect the import of transactions from the 1st of January of this year. You can go ahead and check that as well. Back to the transactions tab. Here you'll see the ability to filter based on the accounts. So for example, now you just saw that little lag there. You saw one of these new accounts appear that was previously not synced. And we can also just go ahead and click on So this should be showing all my transactions year to date, and it looks like it is. A few other cool features here showing you the filtering options is you can select by date range, of course. You can select by a custom range as well by clicking on our little calendar widget here. You can also now filter by categories. And as I mentioned, we just launched the ability to search for categories here. And also I'll show you how to create a custom subcategory in a moment. Not sure if I have any of these categorized as office supplies. I do not, but just showing you an example of what that could look like. You can also filter by amounts, of course, too, and even just type in keywords. It's a little slow. Another feature we have here and why it's helpful for managing your rental property accounting is that we let you associate your synced accounts with properties. So as you can see, this notification is asking if I'd like to automatically associate transactions from this account with one of my properties. And I could do so by clicking on this. And then I can select all the properties, I can select specific units. I can also do this in the bank settings, but I'm just going to show you what that looks like for now. What you see here are these the same transactions? As I mentioned during the slide previously, this highlights the ability that Himlane has to recognize duplicate transactions. So for example, if, as you can see, this says processed by Himlane, if I had entered this manually and then I synced my same account with that transaction, now I'll be able to merge those transactions and ultimately avoid having any kind of duplicates on my financial reports. So I would click on yes, merge, yes, merge. Again, this is showing rent that was processed by Himlane, and then it's recognizing the account where that rent landed. Another powerful ability for our transactions tab here is that you can split transactions as well. So let's just say you want to split across several properties or perhaps 2 different units. You could do so here. And that would show up as well on the transactions. With the needs review tab, this is showing the uncategorized transactions. So it's very important to make sure you're categorizing your transaction data in order to have the most accurate financial reports. And again, those financial reports are essential for easily helping you visualize the health of your business. So when you click on needs review, it's just asking you to either associate a property for those that do not have any association or to add a category to those transactions. That's a bicycle shop, so it's not rental income, but just showing you for the sake of an example here. Okay. I think that wraps up. We have one more poll here, so let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, we can go ahead and wrap up in the next 10 seconds or so. So if you haven't answered, feel free to throw that in. Few of you have experienced challenges with categorizing or importing transactions. So that's perfect timing because we're moving on to the Q&A section. So now we can go ahead and allow those who have already sent their questions, we'll start answering those. And then if you have any other questions, feel free to throw those into the chat here. And also for more detailed questions, or if you want to have a more in-depth demo, feel free to email me, Caroline@himlane.com, if you have any product questions, and I'd be happy to set up some time with you or answer your questions directly through email. Asking about the pile of irrelevant transactions for your accounts, I'm guessing you're talking about BankSync. Is there a way to only pull certain transactions? Yes, you would do so by selecting the date range and settings. If you've already connected the account, you would go to the financials page and then click on the tab that says settings and then BankSync, and that would let you select the transactions you'd like to import. That's the historical import feature. And how to sort those, I think if by sort, do you mean like categorize or filter? Because if you're talking about filter, I'm happy to share the screen again here, but you would do so. You'd filter by using these options here. And then if you want to select the date range, again, you'd go back to financial settings and then BankSync. And select the date range you want to import those transactions from. Okay, next question here. As a property manager broker, how do the benefits differ from an owner investor handling their properties? I'm not sure, what do you mean by benefits? I'll wait for that answer and then follow up there. In my general life, yes, but I'm not currently handling customer. Can export this to Excel. Yes, you can export your data to an Excel. I'll show you how to do that here. You go to transactions tab, and again, these are your imported transactions from via BankSync. If you go to all transactions, you see this little button that says download, and this lets you download. It might do something weird here, and okay, that worked. Great. Pull in numbers here because I'm a Mac user without Excel. So this is what it would look like if you chose to export the data. Do so with the manually recorded or the inline recorded transactions here. If we want to import only subset of transaction, which is not based on data. Tanu, if you want to email me, that might be easier for me to answer. To clarify that question. And then Lisa, maybe a better question is, do you focus on both types of clients in your product development, property manager versus owners? Yeah, so we have a variety of customers. So we do have property managers, those who only manage properties and not their own. We have owner managers, so those who manage their own properties as well as manage others. And then we have rental property owners as well. So those who only manage their own portfolios. And you can also filter your transaction data by those properties as well as by those portfolios. So what you can see here is the Vegas properties. These are just the portfolios that were set up specifically with those properties. Okay, let's see. How will you be going through reports as well, looking to prepare owner statements for each property? Can I show you how to do that? So for Catherine, I'm going to give you my email. I can follow up with you on that because it's a little bit more in depth with our time here, limited time here. So feel free to send me an email. A way to default the various settings on your reports. Yes and no. So you can select the properties that you'd like to associate all of your accounts with. You go to the bank sync settings here. So when you connect the account, connect the account at the highest level, when you're first using this feature, it lets you select the property or properties, or you can say all properties when you're going through that process. You can also change that here in the settings. You can either select or deselect those. And then we're currently using QuickBooks for accounting, and we import bank activity to QuickBooks. On our bank activity, our Himlane transactions appear as Stripe. Will that be changing? Good question. So anonymous attendee here. Yeah, feel free to send me screenshots of that. I'll just go ahead and give you my email again. So we do use Stripe to process our payment transactions. That's probably why you're seeing that there. But for the sake of your accounting purposes, we can try to get that fixed if that's causing you any issues. Okay, we're wrapping up the last few minutes here. Is there any talk of an app for easier use? Yes, for a mobile app, that is something that is on our product roadmap radar, and very excited about that in the future. Not this quarter, but we are still trying to assess the priority for that in the next few quarters. Has Himlane incorporated a way that it shows which property rent is being deposited into your bank account? Right now it's labeled as Stripe. Yes, there's several questions coming in related to the Stripe labeling. I will speak with our lead engineer on that to see if there's a better way to manage those transactions. Because from what I'm seeing here in the audience, it seems like that could be causing some issues with your QuickBooks accounting. And then Catherine, I see you said the financial setting filter through to the reports. Yes. So you can use the filter to look through your transactions, and then also the request tab here is for your Himlane specific transactions. So if you're recording payments like rent on Himlane, you would see those in the request tab. And then also you would see any kind of manually recorded transaction show here as well. Okay, so I think that's the majority of the questions. I'll go ahead and just show my email here one last time. It's caroline@himlane.com. Feel free to reach out to me and I can send over a link to schedule a one-on-one customer demo and also like a product review if you have any questions or issues with the product currently. Or if you just have any general questions, you can always reach out to me as well. I think that wraps everything up. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everyone.